Good evening and welcome back to Mark's Kitchen. I was talking with Monique, my sweetie, and was asking her what she thought I should have for supper, and she said she was having some pasta, and I figured, right away that just gave me, okay, hey, pasta. Okay, what have I not done with pasta in a long time? Pasta Alfredo. I haven't made a homemade Alfredo sauce in a long time. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any cream cheese, okay? That is an ingredient that goes into the sauce when I make it usually, but I'm going to substitute with some American cheese for that a little bit. Okay, I've already gotten the noodles ready. This is going to be kind of fun because this will be the first time actually. Little milk left over in my measuring cup. I pre-measured everything there just to save a little bit of time. But I've never made, this will be the first time that I actually make this particular recipe for one person. And I'm going to try to do it so that I don't have a whole lot left over. You know what I mean? I want to make it, pretty close. So I've got my water boiling. I need to put some oil in there a little bit. A bit of oil in there, maybe a tablespoon or so. And put a little bit of salt in there too. Just that just to raise the temperature of the water, help the noodles cook a little better. And now we put the noodles in there. And I'm hoping that this is going to work out right. Like I said, I'm making this for one person. I'm going to try not to have too much waste, any leftovers or mess like that. And that's not really done. Go right back out there. All right. Now I get this going there. Let me get my noodle thing here. Give it just a bit of a stir. Then I can get started on other stuff there. This pan has been heating up a little bit ahead of time. I'm going to be sauteing some vegetables in there. Get some oil in there. Ooh, that was a drop of water, not good. Drop of water in a pan that's fixing to get oil in it is not good. That's going to be splattering. So, get that out of there. The water comes out. Now, this is not only going to be to saute my vegetables, but it's also going to be to make my base. So I'm going to add more than what I would need just to saute vegetables with. And for one serving, I'm looking at, now I'm assuming that's, I think I may have, in fact, put a little too much. I overdid it a little bit there. It's a good thing I still have my napkin, because I want about 3 tablespoons of oil in there. That should be good. About there. I had about maybe a tablespoon and a half too much. So that should be good like that. There. Let that get hot. And meanwhile, give my noodles another stir here. Just don't want them to get stuck on the bottom of the pan. Usually when they first start cooking, they'll do that. They'll stick to the bottom of the pan. You know what? I don't think that's quite enough noodles. So just for the heck of it, put a little more. Like I say, it's the first time. Not quite sure how much it's going to take to do this. So anyway, I've got everything, like I said, pre-measured over here to go in there. Where is that cat? Where is he? Are you in here? Oh, there you are. Come on, get out of there. Get out of there. Locked in the room there, huh? Boy, He helps me in all kinds of ways. Just keeps me hopping all the time. Okay, so back to what we were doing here. I was getting ready to find a bowl, put my veggies in, because I'm going to be putting them all in there basically at the same time. And where's my knife? See that? The cat got me all scatterbrained there. Haha. Ended up putting my knife over there. Now, for this, I'm going to make chunks, you know, basically like that for the onions. You know, I don't want them small, and I don't want them too big either. So, kind of like that there. And make chunks. I would say maybe nickel-sized chunks of onion there. Plenty of onion. I'm really going overboard on the onion because I like the onions, you know. Now, the celery, what I'm going to do is I'm going to split right down the middle of the celery just once, like that. And now I'm going to start slivering this way. And I want these cut not thin, but here, I'll show you about how thick I'm. See, that's pretty much what that's the size I'm cutting those little celery wedges there to go in there. And I'm not going overboard with the celery, just a little bit, you know. This is a one serving deal. We have to remember that. So trying to keep the portions correct. So yes, that looks like about enough. So we'll leave that like that. Give these noodles another good stir here. Okay. Then start cutting the green bell pepper. And I want these cut into chunks too, like I did the onions. About the same size. You know, about nickel-sized chunks. And I'm not putting, you notice I'm not putting these into oil yet, because green bell pepper, celery, and onion pretty much saute all at about the same rate. So if you put them in all together, you can use the onions as a judge, as a way to determine when the sauteing process is finished, and you can start the next process of the cooking. Now the mushrooms will go in later because they cook a lot faster than the rest of this stuff. So now we'll get those going in there. You can hear it's nice and hot. Get them spread around really good. Now remember, like I say every time when sauteing veggies, when you first put them in there, give them a shot of salt just to retain that flavor a little bit. And we're going to cover those up and let them saute a little bit right there on the medium heat. Get this bowl well. I'm going to put my serving of mushrooms, and I'm not going to cut these any more than they already are. I'm going to leave them cut just like that. I think that's cut just enough. And I like mushrooms as much as I like onions. And I know my sweetie Nikki doesn't like the mushrooms, so we'll have to adapt my cooking style so that I can make, you know, portions the way I like them and the way she likes them at the same time. Because I love my Nikki. I want her to be happy and well fed. And if she won't eat my food, then how can she be well fed, right? So, okay, I'm going to put these right here for now. Get them there. Might as well go ahead and prep my cheese, I guess. Get it ready to go in there. That won't be for a while yet. The cheese. Now these can go all in all at once. They're going to be melting and everything in there. I would much rather, like I said, I would much rather use some good Philadelphia cream cheese. Not to sell the particular product Philadelphia cream cheese, but it is my favorite. So if anybody asks me, yeah, Philadelphia cream cheese, some good stuff. Okay, let me get this here and do some stirring. Oh yeah, coming right along. Now, the reason I say you can use the onions as a gauge to tell when the sauteing process is complete or good enough there is because as soon as the onions go to a more clear state there, they go from white to clear. Once they go to clear there, the sauteing process is finished. You can do whatever you like after that. Now, what I like to do is I like to put my seasons into my base builder before I put it in there, okay? Now, for one serving, and this is going to be tough here, but I'm going to put about 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. Okay. Pepper is about the same, about 1/8 of a teaspoon, maybe a little more because I like the pepper of it. So just about 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt and pepper. Now, the Mrs. Dash garlic and herb there, I'm going to put a little more than that, maybe a quarter of a teaspoon of that. Okay. And then I have Mrs. Dash garlic and herb. And again, I'm going to go about a quarter of a teaspoon with that. This is for one person. Now it seems like a lot of seasons, but you know, you have to think of something. This is a milk base with cheese and pasta. So it's kind of hard to get, you know, it's bland. If you don't put some stuff in it, it's pretty bland. So there, that's ready to go. And these veggies need to saute just a bit more, but they're almost ready. I think maybe I could turn the heat up a little bit and help the process. No, actually I think that's fine. I'll leave it right there. Not going to push it. They're coming along pretty good, so almost done. Almost done. Still got a little bit of white onion, but not much. Almost done. I would say a few more seconds there. Okay, so I've got that is in there. My cheese is prepped. Onion, mushrooms are ready to go. I think I went overboard on the mushrooms. I really did. And I have to break them a little. They are a little big. These portobellos are, oh, I love them. Good mushrooms. Okay, so I'm ready to do this. As soon as my onions are ready, my noodles, I'm going to check this out, but you know what? I think they're looking done here. They are. They're looking pretty much done. They are done. Okay. So, strain those and turn the heat off. Put the noodles back in there, and that's going to wait right there. Put it off the heat. Put a cover on them. Whoops. Throw another cover on the floor while I'm at it. And these are ready. Okay, these are ready. Now what I want to do is go ahead and throw the mushrooms in there. Stir them around. Give them a little stir. Then I've got to separate these veggies out so that I can start the base for the sauce. So what I've got to do is once they get cooked, I'm going to leave this right here. Once they get cooked a little better, I'm going to seine them out, leaving the vegetable oil in there. But I'm going to seine them out, put them into this. They're almost done, actually. The mushrooms don't take that long to cook. Plus they will cook a little bit more after I get the base done. I'm going to put them all in there together. So I think that's about good there. I'll go ahead. You want the mushrooms just blanched, you know, just blanched. Blanched, in other words, just started to cook. They're not really cooked. Just started to cook. Just blanching. Okay. A lot of people blanch vegetables so they can freeze them, you know. And It's also good in the cooking process if you're going to make some food, some good food, okay? So now I've got my sauteed veggies on the side here, and I'm ready to make my base. Now what's left after that in there is approximately, I would say, a tablespoon. Yeah, about a tablespoon and a half maybe of oil, which is perfect. That comes out perfect. Now the fun starts. Okay, I need my fork handy, and I need a good whisk, and my milk. This is 2 cups pre-measured. Actually, that's a little more because I wanted to take a sip. 2 cups right there. All right. Put my flour base in there. Mix it in with the oil really well. Let it start to cook a little bit in the pan. Okay, get that, soak up that oil really good. Make sure that the flour is well, the oil is all well absorbed into the flour. Okay, that's perfect now. It kind of looks chunky and whatnot, but that's all right. That's gonna be much better in just a second. And put your oil, put the milk in there. All right. Now you take the whisk and have some fun. And now you gotta get that going. Get that going. I'm gonna have to bring the heat up now because I want to bring that right up to a boil. And I'm going to keep it stirring steady as I do. Right now I'm going faster because I want to break up those little chunks. And they are breaking up very well. They are breaking up very well. Now as soon as that starts to come to a boil, you'll notice it'll start coming nice and thick. Now to make my gravy base here, I've got 2 cups of milk, and per cup of milk I put 1 heaping tablespoon of flour. And then of course I added my seasonings as you saw. All right, we're starting to get hot. It's going to start thickening up here pretty soon. It's funny, thing I noticed, a water-based gravy seems to thicken faster than a milk-based gravy does. And you would think it'd be different. You'd think it'd be the other way around. Oh, that's starting to look really nice there. Oh yeah. I can see the texture is coming thicker and thicker now. And I want it to come nice and thick because I'm going to be adding some sour cream and then my cheese after. To finish this up. Now the reason I did 2 cups, and that's much more than a 1 serving amount there. 1 cup would be about a 1 serving amount. It's just that it's so hard to make such a small amount. It really is. It's very difficult, and make it come out so it tastes right, you know. All right, we're coming to a boil here. I'm going to turn the heat down a bit now. Let that start to, just let that simmer, bubble. You can see it's coming nice and thick now. See? Nice and thick. And once that gets well thickened up, I'm going to go ahead and turn that heat off now because I can see that it's approaching its peak condition. It's peak cooked condition. So turn the heat off. Let that start to cool a bit. As soon as it stops boiling, then I know I'll be able to, I won't have to stir it so much. You need to stir this constantly while it's solidifying, and as long as it's boiling, you need to keep that stirred constantly. Otherwise, you end up with a clumpy, lumpy, blah mess that just doesn't resemble anything like a good sauce. All right, this is really looking good here. Really looking good. Now I'm going to turn the heat on again, just let it simmer a bit. The boiling has come almost to a complete stop. That means I'll be able to stop stirring so much. But we'll still have to keep stirring. You can't let this sit. As long as it's cooking there, you can't let it sit. Because it will become a mess if you do. And now I'm going to go ahead and put the cheese in there. Let it get started melting. I'm starting to sweat here. That's why you see me wiping my forehead. I don't want to be dripping sweat into the food, that's for sure. So, I just keep it cleaned off my brow a little bit on my sleeve. Better on my sleeve than in the food, right? So, take this off. I've had this stuff actually a very long time, but it's been sealed. It's a brand new thing, so should be fine. Now I imagine it's going to have to be stirred. Oh yeah, it needs to be stirred for sure. So I'm going to give it a good stir here. It's still good though. I'm impressed. I actually bought this like a month ago. But the fact is that it's been, you saw me open the seal and everything, so it's been in the refrigerator nice and cold, sealed up all that time. So that's why it's still good. And good it is. Yes. And now, per piece of cheese, 1 nice rounded tablespoon of sour cream. There we go. That is good cream. That is very good cream. Okay. Oh, I hear my sweetie poking for me on Skype over there, but I'm kind of busy right now. I can't do anything about it. I'll get to you in just a minute there, sweetie. I know when you watch this, you're going to see why I'm not able to answer your poke right away. But I will just as soon as I can get this taken care of. Oh yeah. This is going to be a good Alfredo sauce here. I just wish I had the cream cheese, If I had the cream cheese to help with this, it would be much better. Now see, I've made enough sauce here. 2 cups of milk is the smallest amount of this sauce I've ever really made, and it's enough actually for 4 people, 4 servings, so it's kind of hard to make less than that. Like I say, it is very difficult to make less than that. Now I can put my vegetables back in there. I don't need the whisk anymore. Vegetables back in there. Turn the heat off. Stir them in. And a good stir right into that sauce. Yeah, there we go. Now I'll tell you what, I'll be a guinea pig. I'll be the first one to taste it. How's that? Like I said, this is the first time I make it this size, so I don't know. Might not be right. Let's see. I can see the cheese is still not quite finished melting, so I'll just keep stirring a bit and let that cheese finish melting. I'm in no rush. It's almost done. Sure is looking and smelling good though. I wish you could smell this. I wish you could smell this. It does smell very good. Alright, that cheese is all melted up now. Everything's well mixed. It's looking good. Let me give her a taste here. Mmm. Perfect. It is perfect. Even without the Philadelphia cream cheese, it still came out perfect. How about that? Now, put that over here, get it off that heat. Because I am ready to eat that. I need to put it in a bowl now. Now see, you would put it on a plate, but I'm going to put it in a bowl. It just makes it easier for me to eat that way, you know. My noodles are good there. Okay. Oh yeah, that's just the right amount of noodles. We'll get this in here. Hot water filling that up. And I'm going to start cleaning here a little bit. Okay. Like I say, I like to keep things clean. And I don't like to have to do it after I've eaten. I want a piece of this cheese to go with my meal. So before I put it away, I think I should cut some out of it, huh? This is habanero cheese. Boy, it's time to sharpen my knife. I can see that. Yeah, give me 2 nice pieces of habanero cheese. And put this back in the bag. Now I can put that away. Alright, and finish washing things down a bit. Put my table out of the way here. The knife over there. Alrighty. That there, and let's see. My service trays there. I need to put this sauce into my bowl. Oh man, does that look good. Oh man, you know, I was gonna cut some chicken up and put in there, but I decided to go with just a basic vegetable sauce, you know. And since I made so much sauce, I'm just gonna go nuts with it because it's really hard to save this, you know. I want to get all of the vegetables for sure. Make sure that I get all of the vegetables. And then maybe later on I can have the rest of that sauce, you know, with something else, hopefully. I mean, because it's really hard to save this. If you try to refrigerate and then reheat that, it never comes out right again. So, anyway, I'm just going to put that there, cover it, put my bowl there with a napkin, and I have my glass here. I'm going to have, I guess, with this a glass of milk I think would be good. It's a lot of milk it seems like, but hey, you know, why not? Milk is good for you. Alright, now I've about got myself ready to eat a meal here. My fork is in there, utensils there. Get things cleaned up. Put this on my tray over here. Clean up my stove. Nice clean work area here for the next time. And I won't have to do it after I've eaten. So, okay. cooking with fire, so to speak. And I'm going to go ahead and wash this Sharpie, get it out of the way real quick. Just so it's done, it's out of the way. I don't have to worry about a knife being in anybody's way here. Okay, and I'm ready to eat. I am ready to eat. Give you a look at this sauce that I've made here. If you can see that there. You see now, I mix that into my noodles. And gonna have a nice, there we go, look at that. Oh, is that looking good, huh? Oh, haha. And I don't have to do anything else to that. It's all done. That's all there. Tasty. Okay. So that's that. I'm gonna have my supper. Love you.